Hi, welcome to our last tutorial. Today we're going to go over the pencil tool, the smooth tool, and how to work with anchor points to get your calligraphy to the way that you want it to. So right now I'm going to use the selection tool, or V on your keyboard, and I'm going to click on the H because that's the first part I want to work on. And then I'm going to zoom in, so Control addition sign. Use my space bar and drag it over to the part that I want to start working on. And we're going to use the smooth tool. I like to use the smooth tool because I like my calligraphy to be really smooth. If you want to keep it kind of jagged with a lot of these ridges, you probably don't want to use the smooth tool as much. But I'm just going to show you my process on how I vectorize my calligraphy. So to get to the smooth tool using shortcuts, what you need to do is click on the pencil tool, or N, and then if you press down Alt on your keyboard, it changes to the smooth tool. So by keeping Alt down, I'm going to use my smooth tool, and you'll notice here that there's 4 anchor points, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to just go over it with my smooth tool, and it changed it into 1 anchor point. Down here there's 3, I'm going to go over it, and it changed it into 1, 2. And I'm going to go do one long one, and I'm just going to keep kind of going over it, and sometimes it changes it to the way I like it. If I don't like it, I can always undo it by clicking on Control Z. And smooth that out. And right here kind of falls flat, and I want it to be a little bit more rounded. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on A, which is this direct selection tool here. I'm going to then click on this anchor point, and you'll notice that once I clicked on it, these handlebars showed up. So that means I can click on the anchor and drag it out because I want it to be more rounded. And for this anchor point, I can maybe play with the handlebar a little to make it a little bit more rounded, or bring it out a little. Bring it out. Okay, good. And what I like to do is then go back to my smooth tool. So I'm going to click on N and then hold down Alt and just smooth that out. So that's a lot better than what it used to be. Okay, and then I want to now fix the inside of my ascender. So I'm going to go back and click on A for my direct selection tool and click on the outline right here. So now I can work on this inner part, and I'm going to click on the pencil tool and then my smooth tool. Smooth the insides out. I can keep smoothing it out. And smooth out the outside part. So A again, click on the outside, and then click on N, smooth the outside out. Okay. I'm going to zoom out, and then I just keep doing that, just smooth things out. So then having my smooth tool, smooth out parts of my lettering. You can zoom in to really see if there's any places that you want to really fix. So if you notice right there, I'm going to go back. I'm going to zoom into my P and click on this part of the P. So I clicked on A and then clicked on this part of the P, and I want to, that's definitely too not smooth enough for me, so I'm going to smooth that out. Smooth this out. And then click on the inside using again, A, clicking on that, N, and then smooth tool, smooth the inside parts. That's a lot better. Click on P and smooth out. So it's a lot of going back and forth with the direct selection tool, so A on your keyboard, and then clicking on N and Alt to get to the smooth tool. So knowing your keyboard shortcuts really does help, because you don't want to keep going back and forth, back and forth. It really gets annoying. So your keyboard is your friend. Learn your shortcuts. So right here, this should be more of a hairline. It's really too fat. So I'm going to click on A and click on this anchor tool and make it smaller and thinner. A little bit better. Maybe a little bit smaller. Oop. So you noticed here that I was clicking on the anchor point and it moved things over. I didn't want to do that, so I clicked Control Z to undo. And playing with the anchor points. There we go. And then I'm going to smooth it out again. And one more step. There's probably an anchor point right here that I'm going to, there we go. Smaller. And then see this anchor point right here? It kind of made it really pointy. I want to delete that anchor point. So to delete the anchor point, you can go here to the pen tool and you can add or delete. And for deleting anchor points, you can also just click on the minus sign on your keyboard and delete that, and then it just makes it into a nice point. So I do delete anchor points once in a while. Like right now, if I clicked on that, it would just smooth that out. So you could do that instead of using the smooth tool. So right there, I didn't click on an anchor point, I clicked on the path instead. And I'm going to just quickly smooth things out here. So this process really does take a while. I think the frustration of Illustrator lies in that it's really time consuming. And even though I'm teaching you how to utilize Illustrator effectively, it doesn't mean that it's not going to take a long time using Illustrator. Just cleaning things up is just, it just takes a while. But as long as you know what you're doing, you shouldn't run into any problems. Make sure you just keep saving your file as you work along, because you definitely don't want to lose the work that you're working on. And right there, too much. So undo, smooth it out. And even though I'm going quickly, usually this process usually does take me a while because I'm a perfectionist and I just play with these anchor points all day long until I get it to exactly what I want it to be. Okay. So I kind of like it. That part of the A, let's zoom back into it. Let's see what's going on here. Right here, this anchor point, or this part's a little too fat. So I can click on it and drag it up and play with the handles a little. And maybe I want to delete, nope, don't, go back. Did not want to delete that anchor point, just gonna keep playing with it. Maybe smooth it out, that might work. There we go, a lot better, perfect. Okay. For the pencil tool, I like to use the pencil tool if there's like a part of the letter that I really just want to fix. So say that I want this part of the A to be thinner. So as long as you are along the path, and I could cut this in, but I want to end back on towards the anchor points in the path. And see, you just redrew the part that you want. And I'm going to go back in and smooth it out. So let me show you again, maybe here on the H. Okay, so I have my pencil tool, clicking on N. And so let me show you. If I did this, it didn't do anything. It just kind of drew anchor points. Don't want that. So I'm going to delete that. You have to be on sort of as close as you can on the path here. And then draw what you want. So this is where the Wacom tablet comes in handy because you can get really precise on what you want. So that's really nice. So I could just draw things in, make this more square. So that's a nice thing about the pencil tool. You can fix things up like that. But you don't want to use it too much because then it kind of just takes away from your original calligraphy. But in some cases you really do need to use it. Okay, so that's about it. I like how it came out. I like the little bit of smooth with a little bit of imperfection. It shows that it's still hand lettered. And now I'm going to save my file, so Control S. And now maybe I want the color of happy to be bright yellow. So select and click on the yellow swatch. And then maybe I want it to be really big. So let me zoom out. I want to scale it. So I clicked on happy, and I can click on control and the box will show up, and then I can make it larger or narrow it. I can do whatever. I could scale it a bunch of ways. Or you can right click on your mouse and transform. So you can scale it to specific percentages to be more uniform or not so uniform. So I can make it 125% bigger. And so it still keeps exactly the paths that I want. It just scales it up. I can reflect it, rotate, move. So right clicking on that. Or again, I can click on control and the box shows up and I can rotate. And by rotating, you'll notice that little arrow, the two arrows show up with the curve, showing that you can rotate, move it around. There. So, happy. And I can print that out, save it, and it's ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot on how to digitize your calligraphy.